Well, hi, this is Cody Sandall, pastor at the First Presbyterian Church of Littleton, and I want to show you how I am processing the current health information during COVID-19. So I have developed a set of conditions under which it is, if all of these are true, it is probably safe enough to hold our Phase 1 in-person worship services. If any of these are no longer true, we have to consider whether or not we believe it is still safe enough to hold Phase 1 in-person worship services. So there are 4 conditions. Number 1 is that Arapahoe County is not under stay-at-home orders. Right now we are under safer at home, and there's a lot of different variations in that. So we are not on a stay-at-home order. Colorado test positivity rate under 5% per WHO guidelines. So this can be found on the Colorado COVID-19 website under the case data. There's a bunch of things here. We're going to scroll all the way down to this one. This shows you how many total tests are being run. Then this red line shows you the positivity rate. So you can see over here that there was a lot of positivity back in March, April. That's when we had, our big peak. So down here, we were over 5% a little bit, but now we're, as of this day, it's a little hard to get. You have to get it right on the red line. 3.78% positive tests. So we are under 5%, which according to the WHO, that's a good rule of thumb that your area is not undergoing a surge or about to undergo a surge. So that's another, that one is true as of today, July 21st. That Colorado has available adult critical care ventilators and very few hospitals projecting ICU bed shortages. So this is under the hospital data on the Colorado COVID-19 website. And this little chart here, you can see it was updated today. And so actually this has been updated since I put it in my report earlier. So you can see that the ventilators, 321 out of 1156 are in use. So there's still a bunch of ventilators available. And facilities anticipating ICU bed shortages, only 1. So that, and I look at that on a Colorado level instead of a county level, because patients can always be transferred pretty easily within a state. So if the state overall has beds and ventilators, we're generally okay. We're not placing our people at risk of not being able to receive the care that they need. So scrolling down further, that the current epidemic curve for Arapahoe County shows most days over the last 2 weeks under 10 new cases per 100,000 people. And that's very specifically worded. And that's under the incidence and epidemic curve here on the Colorado website. You can see here is the epidemic curve. So this is the map that we're going to look at. And to get it, you have to hold your mouse over the county that you want to look at. And you can see, so the dark brown or yellow are bad. That means it's going up. Purple is good. But these get reclassified over time. You can see in this chart that there were some up days, there's some down days, but the overall trend eventually gets classified. So like today, it's got a purple line there at the far right, which is good, which means it's a decline. But as you can see, it might go right back up in a couple days, and we'll be back in the elevated incidence growth category, which is a bad category. So up here at the top is this number 10 at the top of that chart. We're kind of right at it right now, which is, you can see in the description up here that regions with elevated incidence have had more than 10 new cases per 100,000 in the last 2 weeks. So that's where, if this number is over 10, the left side axis, 3-day moving average, you see currently the top number we see is 10. If that number were consistently over 10, then we would be probably in the midst of a surge of COVID-19 cases in our area. So right now we only have 1 day in the last 2 weeks over 10. And if we keep going down, we're totally fine. If we keep going up, then we're going to have problems. But at the current moment, only one of the last 2 weeks is over 10. So for my charting, we are generally okay. But it's something to keep watching. So that's the one category where we have a little bit of things to watch. So when you combine all of these, Arapahoe County is not under stay-at-home orders. 3.78% positivity rate of our tests, and you can see there's a lot of tests being run. We have a lot of ventilators, only one facility anticipating ICU bed shortage, so there's plenty of opportunities to get care, and only one of the last 14 days had that very high number of new cases, although that's one to watch because we're in this curve upwards here. So that's the one that we have to keep our eye on. But in general, at this moment, July 21st, would be safe enough to hold an in-person worship service based on the criteria I have laid out. Hopefully that gives you some better understanding of how we are interpreting the data, and you can always go look at those yourself as well. There's a whole lot more stuff, but I wanted to show you which specific things I am looking at for scheduling our own in-person worship services. I hope this is helpful, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.